Hi, I'm Bill Sanders, and today what I want to talk about is buying your first luxury watch. Uh, one sense is I don't do it because it can be, at least in my case, it can be very almost addictive. Watches, and especially the high-end luxury watches, are it's a kind of hobby or uh, obsession or some kind of thing, endless um, discussions about and things that you can do with them. And today I wanted to sort of give you a path on getting your first watch. Now, I'm going to show you two watches. This is a Rado, R-A-D-O. This watch is a nice watch. It's made with titanium and with a gold plate on it and a sapphire glass. Okay. Now it's a Rado makes a nice watch. You can put on a Rado and look great. But I wouldn't get this, and here's why. It's a quartz watch. Quartz watches are are not what you want to get for true luxury watch appreciation. The next watch I'm going to show you is an automatic. This is a Raymond Weil watch. Originally, when I first got it, it came with a rubber band on it. When you see a watch with a rubber band, that usually means that it's a diver's watch. But I didn't ever use it for diving. I just wanted an automatic that kept decent time, and I thought it was a high-end watch. It was at the time when I got it. Um, but this is another watch that, in this particular case, that you probably don't want to get for a true luxury watch because it has an ETA IBOSH. In other words, it's the same watch. You can find the same movement in it, or IBOSH, for a lot less money. So if you're going to get a luxury watch, you want to get it luxury on the outside and the inside. Now, I'm not saying these are bad watches. They're not. They they were they've served me well for many years. And as I hear, this one's almost 30 years old, and with the titanium and gold plating, it looks brand new. Also with the sapphire glass on it. Okay, so what I want to do is to give you this is a fairly long list of watches that have what's called either in-house or proprietary movement. So all of the iboshes are made by the company that makes a watch. They don't go out and get some watch movement that doesn't have quite the care and the finishing that theirs do. We're going to take a look now at the watch companies that have their own iboshes. These are called either in-house or proprietary. They're pretty much the same thing. Some of these names are fairly well known. We've talked about, for example, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, and Automos Piguet. Now what I want to do is to explain why pick one of these. And by the way, these are all over the map as far as their cost is concerned. The Nomos Glashütte, those start I think under $2,000, and the Philippe Dufour, I think they start around $500,000. They're very expensive, and the other ones are all in between. Now those are for new prices, uh, but you can get just about any one of these with a couple exceptions for reasonable prices if you find one that's been pre owned by some pre owner. Other ones you can, if you have about let's say $5,000, there are a lot of these you can get brand new. So, yeah, but the purpose of starting with this group is primarily because they have their own eboches. That doesn't guarantee that they're the best watches in the world, but when a company has its own inner workings within the watch and they're not just making the shell for the watch, I think you get something a little better. That's not always true, but generally. And so by starting with this group of watches, what I think you can avoid is you can avoid getting what you might say is a pretty face that's rotten on the inside. And that's the only reason for it. It just sort of like until you learn more. Now there are other watch brands we're going to be looking at later on. For example, Cartier and IWC have their own uh, proprietary eyebrushes, but they also use some others that maybe aren't so good. So by using these, you're pretty safe. You're in an area where you're not going to get something built by two different companies. In the second part of this video, we're going to be talking more about the details of getting a watch, and we'll be using only this set of watches in that video as well. Okay, see you then.